Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I'm really excited about it because we are going through a year of my makeup empties. So these are going to be all of the things that I've completely used up in the makeup category. So not skincare, not hair care, nothing like that, just makeup from 2019. Before I get into this bin of makeup empties, my 2-year giveaway is going on right now. It's going to go through the first week of February, which when this goes up, this probably goes up the week before it's over. So just make sure you check that out. I'll have a link up here, a link down in the description box to make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. And also, this is my first video filming since I got my hair cut. So let me make sure I'm in here. So I did the angled bob. I'm really loving it. Just kind of something fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, I think you can see, I'm going to have you so you can see my desk, so you might not also be able to see my face, but I want to put everything out on the desk so you can see everything that there is. So let me go ahead and get my camera fixed and we'll get into these. So I've got you guys fixed on the desk. So let's start out with setting sprays. I used up the Scandinavia makeup setting spray. I used up the NYX matte finishing setting spray. I used up the Tarte Ready Set Radiant one. This one I used as a fixing spray for my eyeshadows. I used up a Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. This one I also used for my eyeshadows. This one I used both for setting my face and my eyeshadows. This is just a small one of the primer water. So that is it for setting sprays that I used up in 2019. Next, let's see here. I used up a deluxe size of the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I used up a mini size of the Too Faced Hangover Primer. I used up the full size of the Laura Geller Spackle. I used up a deluxe size of the Smashbox Primerizer, which I love, and I have another one ready to go. Oh, I found another setting spray that I used up. I used up a Becca Backlight Priming Filter. And then I'm just going to note that this one I recently used up, but I used up the majority of it in 2019, but I didn't use it up till 2020. So I'm not going to put this in here, but I did use the majority of this in 2019. Let's go on to powders. I used up a Sheer Cover Foundation Powder. And I used up the Butter Bronzer. So that is it for powders. So that kind of shows you, like, the main reason I kept all of these is because I want to show you what you would actually go through in a year. And I'm someone who does wear makeup pretty consistently. And I did use, I mean, obviously I used other kinds of powders and things like that, but these were the main ones I used. And then I focused on my Shop My Stash products. It takes a long time to go through powder products. I went through a lot of setting spray and I went through a little bit more of primer, but powder products, I didn't go through any highlighters. I didn't go through any blushes. And I didn't go through any setting powders either. I'm going to go ahead and move on to foundation and concealer. For foundation, I went through the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless one. I went through a sample of the Born This Way foundation. And I did go through, I feel like I'm missing some foundations that I went through. I wonder if I threw some of them out, because I know, I went through finish up the It Cosmetics one. I know I used up a L'Oreal Pro Matte one, and I know I used up a Makeup Revolution one, but I don't have them in here, so I may have accidentally thrown those away. And then for concealer, I went through the ColourPop No Filter Concealer, which I used for cutting my crease. I went through the Ulta Full Coverage Liquid Concealer. I went through a Smashbox BB one. I use that for my face. I would not repurchase that. And then I went through a Collab one for my face as well. I would definitely repurchase that. And then I also went through an Ulta Matte Eyeshadow Primer. Love this, and I would definitely repurchase that to have a backup. And I went through 4 makeup sponges. So 3 Beauty Blenders and a Makeup Revolution one. So that's about, they say they last about 3 months. So, I mean, I don't use those, I don't use one consistently. I have several laying around because I typically lose one, so I have to use a different one. So, I mean, if I use up 4 in a year, then I guess maybe it is about 3 months for one. Let's do mascara because there's a lot. There is a lot. Oh, y'all. This is like insane. Okay, guys. Can you see all of that? Yeah, you can see all of that mascara. What in the world was I thinking having this many mascaras open? I know I didn't go through all of these. I know that I ended up pitching them because of the length of time that they were open for. But that's a lot. My goal is to have less than this many mascaras in my next one. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16. Oh, 17. So maybe the goal is like 10 when I do my empties for next year. Like obviously 4 would be enough for you to go through a year. If you're using the same one for 3 months at a time, you do not need to have like 6 mascaras open at a time. Apparently there was a moment when I thought I needed to have 500 mascaras. You don't. Okay, let's move on to brow. I went through 4 brow pencils. So you get about 3 months out of a brow pencil, I would say. I've got a couple other ones open at the moment, but for the most part, that's how many I went through. I went through a Tarte. This is a tinted brow gel. I finished up an ABH brow gel, and then I've got some other ones I am working on. But I would say that's probably a good representation of how long a brow product lasts for. I went through a Duo Lash Glue. I found one other Urban Decay setting spray that I went through. These I use for my face setting spray. I don't know if I said that earlier. All right. I went through 4 black liquid eyeliners. I use these every day. I would say this one dried up the fastest, the Makeup Revolution Flick one, and I definitely need to go through my stash of eyeliners because there may be more in there that are getting close to their end. I didn't go through these. These dried out on me. They are the ColourPop gel liners. I think I have backups in all of these right now though because I repurchased them. I have to have them in my collection because I love them. I went through 1 black gel liner from Urban Decay that I used for my tight line. What I want to do now is actually look at what you need for a year. So I would say you would probably go, if you were using black gel liner, I would say you would probably go through 4 black gel liners. I think that's probably pretty accurate. I really think that I have misplaced some of my empties in terms of face products. I may have ended up throwing them away. But I would say 2 concealers is probably what you would go through in a year. I would say that like 2 to 3 foundations is accurate. A lash glue, 1 stick foundation for your face would probably last you a year. One primer would probably last you a year. And then like I use 2 different kinds. So I use 1 primer for the majority of my face and then I use a primer to fill in my pores. So I would say 1 of each would last you a year. 4 makeup sponges, 4 type of brow pencil products. For sure 1 bronzer, 1 blush, 1 highlighter, 1 powder product, 1 setting powder. We'll say 4 mascaras would definitely last you, but probably 2 would. 1 eyeshadow primer. 1 product to set your brows if you want to. And maybe, I don't know, I really did go through that. I would say maybe like 2 of this size for setting your shadows if you use it every day with shimmer shadows, which I do. And I would say 1 of this size for setting your face would last you an entire year. What else do we have here? What do we not have here? We don't have blush. We don't have highlighter. Probably have everything else. So for the most part, you probably could live off of 1 of most makeup products for a year. Definitely feeling a little overwhelmed by my current makeup collection with what I can actually go through in a year because it would take me a while. Like I really should count and see how many products I have to see how long, like how many years it would actually take me to get through that. That would take me a while to do, but I should do that. Do you guys want to see that? I bet I have years of makeup to go through. Years of makeup. Well, I would definitely love to know if that's enlightening for you, or you just in general think that makeup collectors are off their rocker. If you're watching this, you probably don't think that, but yeah, wow. I'm probably pretty good on setting sprays. When it comes to gel eyeliners, I have one of all the colors that I use, so I'm good with that. Definitely have a lot of liquid eyeliners. I have way more foundation than I need, way more bronzer, way more blush, way more highlighter, way more setting powders, way more brow products than I need, way more mascaras than I need, way more concealer, way more lashes, way more gel liners for my tight line. We definitely don't need to talk about eyeshadow. We know. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this video. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Don't forget to enter the giveaway before you leave. I would love for you to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!